The freedom of religion has been called our first freedom. It is first not only because of its placement as the first right in the First Amendment, but also because of its paramount importance of respecting the moral agency of each person. The founders of this nation believed in God and the existence of moral absolutes, and that faith cultivates public virtue. They designed our Constitution to rely heavily upon the morality of its citizens. Religious freedom is the very foundation of the Constitution. A Marxist economist from China came to America a number of years ago to study democracy and capitalism. What surprised him most was how critical religion was to the functioning of our society. He recognized that in America's past, many attended church every week. In church, people are taught to voluntarily obey the law, respect one another's property, and not to steal or lie. Democracy works because, most of the time, people voluntarily obey the laws. The same principle can be said of capitalism. It works because Americans have been taught in church that they should keep their promises. An advanced economy cannot function if one cannot expect that when contracts are signed, everyone will voluntarily uphold their obligations. The English jurist Lord Jonathan Fletcher Moulton wrote, "The probability that democracy and free markets will flourish in a nation is proportional to the extent of obedience to the unenforceable. Religious values and political realities are so interlinked in this nation that we cannot lose the influence of religion without seriously jeopardizing our freedoms." Alexis de Tocqueville reported, after visiting America in 1830, Americans combine the notions of religion and liberty so intimately in their minds that it is impossible to make them conceive the one without the other. Even the agnostic Oxford-educated British journalist Melanie Phillips admitted that one does not have to be a religious believer to grasp that the core values of Western civilization are grounded in religion, and to be concerned that the erosion of religious observance, therefore, undermines those values and the secular ideas they reflect. In his moving farewell address, George Washington said, "Of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable, and let us with caution indulge the supposition that morality can be maintained without religion. Reason and experience both forbid us to expect that national morality can prevail in exclusion of religious principle." In that same spirit, John Adams made this legendary statement to the Massachusetts militia in 1798. "We have no government armed with power capable of contending with the human passions unbridled by morality and religion. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate for the government of any other kind of people." People of faith should stand together for tolerance of people of all religious beliefs. We must unite to strengthen our freedom to teach what we have in common, as well as our very real differences in religious doctrine. Lord Jonathan Sacks, a former chief rabbi of the United Hebrew Congregations of the British Commonwealth, states, "If there is one thing the great institutions of the modern world do not do, it is to provide meaning. Science tells us how, but not why. Technology gives us power, but not direction. The market gives us choices, but leaves us uninstructed about how to make those choices. The liberal democratic state gives us freedom to live as we choose, but does not guide us as to how to choose. Science, technology, the free market, and the democratic state have led us to reach unprecedented achievements in knowledge, freedom, life expectancy, and affluence. But they do not answer the three questions that every individual will ask during their lifetime. Who am I? Why am I here? How then shall I live? The result, then, is that the 21st century has left us with a maximum of choice and a minimum of meaning. God bless us to emphasize our unity as a force for good, so much more powerful because of our union than we could ever possibly be in individual efforts. I pray that we will be able to make the world a better place through our united efforts, our common hope, and our uncompromising charity. Thank you for listening. May God bless each and every one of you always.